and that who will be husband and wife in the next birth? Is it created right in this world for the next birth, or it only happens after you're dead and a new planning is created? So, does the husband and wife planning for the future lives happen in this earth?
No, not necessarily. No, because I told you, at the moment you drop your body, your karmic cycle is over, right? You start fresh. The soul does not die, right?
Right.
The soul only wants to enhance. If it thinks that yes, you still have unfinished business, right? You still want to come back. In some relationships, probably one soul doesn't get that satisfaction and gratification of love, understanding from the other partner, right? You want to give that back, isn't it? So if that realization is there at the soul level, you want to give that, then you probably will come back.
My question was how the association or the planning is done, who is going to be the next spouse? How does the next birth's husband and wife is determined, and when?
As I explained to you, every soul journey is very different. Therefore, I cannot give you a model.
Okay.
It's not possible. If somebody's spouse has passed away 50 years before their death, right? And if that soul is willing to wait in this astral world for another 50 years to get reconnected for whatever unfinished business, that can happen. But if the soul wants to move on, right, the soul will move on. Not necessarily to be born again in that same country, same town, same village, right? The soul is free to take birth anywhere. Now that same soul connect or experience you can get for somebody in Sweden, isn't it?
Correct.
At the soul level, it's different.
What about the examples like Laila Majnu, and I'm just making it more symbolic, but there are many souls in this birth. They have no connection, but they have got attraction. Do they decide to be born in the next birth as husband and wife?
May or may not, as I explained.
So that means if there are strong connection, and people say, there are movies we see where...
Yes, it all boils down to unfinished business, correct?
Okay.
If Laila and Majnu had unfinished business and their love is so strong, the hankering is so strong to be with that soul itself, they'll come back.
So that means the connections can be also made in this earth.
Of course, yes, absolutely.
So in this birth, your actions and deeds and connections and affections and love can also
absolutely
ensure that those people could be together in the next birth.
If you have any spiritual gain, understand, there's nothing to do with material gain, right?
Right.
Your material gain, somebody born in Libya, that soul there can also justify and complete for you.
Correct.
Everything to do at the spiritual level.
So the connections of the husband and wife is made because of the spiritual reason.
The whole journey is to keep cutting your karmic cycle, right? Where you can eliminate as soon as you want to, as soon as you can. Right. Now if Yoganandaji, for example, was born in a family with 5 or 6 or 7 siblings and parents, they all actually came sans karmic cycle. But they are living very normal lives, right? They are married, they have children, they have spouses, because it's a picture, right? The picture has to have different elements.
Correct.
Right, I can't have all 5 siblings or all 7 siblings or 9 siblings or 2 siblings not be part of that journey. Right, so each one has their own role to perform. But if you see the bigger picture, they are all at a very, very pure spiritual level. Each one has come with their own spiritual strength and their own spiritual endurance to contribute to the journey of Yoganandaji. Correct? If his sisters had a role to play, brothers had a role to play, parents had a role to play, everybody was playing a role at a spiritual level. And in saying that, I am sure at your own spiritual level, you can still say who is a who is a new soul, who's an old soul, who's a young soul, right? You should be able to say that right away. If you have that spiritual perspective open, isn't it?
Yes.
Regardless of whether they're your children, your spouse, your family, your friends, if that spiritual perspective window is open for you, you will right away say at your association with that ex soul, regardless of whether it's your spouse or your child, your parent, you will right away be able to tell where they are on their spiritual journey, regardless of where and why they are associated with you.
Satsang.
Right? A soul may come to you just for their material need, correct?
Correct.
And it'll have nothing to do with them and you at their spiritual journey, as much as you would want them to get aligned. It may not happen, and it should not happen, because their need to be associated with you is at a very different karmic journey. Understood?
Right.
And that is why I have always said that you don't have to proactively propagate Baba and catch somebody and say you must follow Baba. You can introduce me, they can hear my name or they can utter my name, correct? Through your journey with them or exposure. Beyond that, it is for me to catch you in that Baba trap. Correct? Once I catch you in that beautiful Baba trap, then you're mine. Then my journey starts with you.
Right.
But if you are not supposed to be part of that Baba trap, because I'm again saying that in this avataric age, I came for chosen few. And I have come for that chosen few because that chosen few had shown great interest through their spiritual and karmic journey to know me. Right? And on that journey, if there are souls associated with you, directly, indirectly, who get to know about me, also benefit. Coming back to your very first question. So I think I've answered all your 3 questions and completed the answer.
Thank you, Baba. Just summarize now the husband and wife part.
Okay, so husband and wife, as I said, you first come together for procreation, right? That is the most normal way of reproduction. Right?
Right.
Secondly, souls come to you for their own karmic journey. Correct? Third, in that journey, if you have unfinished business, you complete unfinished business as a couple and you move on, if that has to be the case. If that's not the case, you continue. Even in continuing, at times you may not be on the same page, but you choose to be together because again, on your own karmic need, you need each other. Right? You may not be together on a spiritual space together, but somebody may be with you for their own materialistic needs, for giving them the comfort of a home, money, health, etc., right? Because it's very complex.
Right.
So you may be together as a husband and wife. You may want to continue as a husband and wife, in the next birth. Because one, you are together on a spiritual journey, and it's the easiest way to do that. Isn't it? You take it forward.
Correct.
You have the same tutor. You're happy with the same tutor, right? Why will you want to change? Right?
Correct.
So you move forward. Now, if people said it is 7 births, it could be 7 births, right? Because eventually, at the soul level, whether you are associated or you're not associated, the whole trip is to go sans karmic journey. And for that journey to fall off from your spiritual space, if you have to come back together many a births in many different relationships at the soul level, that will continue.
Correct.
It also happens because sometimes the soul changes gender, right? And the soul will change gender. The soul will change the place of birth, a country, because understand, even countries have their own karmic journey, and countries have their own spiritual journey. So X country might be more spiritually advanced than another one. Or one country might be a very old country, and there might be another country which is a very new country. A new country not in terms of existing on earth, as far as land mass is concerned, as per soul connect is concerned. What are the souls coming to that land? Right?
Correct.
I'm not saying, but I might just say, for example, Afghanistan. Afghanistan might be a very newish or a medium to newish country. Not from a land perspective, because land is earth.
Yes.
But the souls who are in Afghanistan, right? So they all come together.
Right.
Because they are all new to mediumish new souls on the journey in human birth. We talk about human birth, right?
Correct.
Correct. So it's not rocket science. We know our own great masters and saints have said why many masters and saints come to the eastern part of the earth. Right? Because the karmic spiritual journey energy there is very old, very ancient.
In the Eastern world.
In the Eastern
part of the world, yeah.
Yes. And it is spreading. Right. Now, we will not say that in the more Muslim world, that's not the case. The Muslim world by itself also is a very old to newish to medium on their existence of the spiritual journey. Right? Why? Because even in the Muslim world, you had me as Muhammad, correct? So my presence has been there. Right?
Right.
But everything is a very mixed bag. Likewise in the Western world, right? There are pockets of Western world which are very, very old and very, very potent on its spiritual journey. But then there are also pockets of spiritual energies which are not so new. Right? Purely from the perspective of the souls that come to that land. I'm not talking about the land itself. The land itself is ancient because it's earth. Right? But the souls who inhabit that land. Understood?
Yes. So what is the connection between that and the husband and wife?
You might take birth there because you might find a soul who you might get as I said, the soul changes gender, soul changes religion, soul changes land. Right? So if the soul wants to be born and feels that it wants to experience its spiritual growth or experience in that very next birth being born in a Christian world, it might choose to be born in a Christian world.
So that's how the connections are made.
Correct. Then if you were born, say, in a Hindu family, and from your previous spiritual connects, soul connects, if there is a soul who wants to be part of you, or both want to align, both will be born in that Christian world. If not, you might find a partner who's already there in that spiritual world. Remember, the moment you drop your body, literally most of your karmic cycle is complete in that body. What you carry forward is unfinished business. Right?
Right. Thank you, Baba.
So does that sum up your answer?
Yes, thank you, Baba. I really appreciate this is an interesting topic, and I think it matters to almost everyone in this world.
Yeah, see, as husband and wife, you may have been a brother. You may have a friend. You may also be enigmatical. Right? But you will come together to finish some business.
Correct. Yes. Thank you, Baba.
Baba loves you all, and always keep safe, keep happy, cheerful, and most importantly, hold on to my Daman. Holding on to my Daman literally means being in gratitude, having faith, and having the patience that you're on the right track with your right master. That is the meaning of holding on to my Daman.
Gratitude, faith, and?
Gratitude, faith, surrender, patience.
Patience, yeah.
And trust.
And trust, yeah. Thank you, Baba.
If you do all this, you leave the rest to me.
Thank you, Baba.
Jai Baba.
Tar Meher Baba ki jai.